Hi everyone, I'm Sal Jade and I'm so excited to be with you here today to share these very powerful clairaudient exercises. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a best-selling tarot instructor and psychic development instructor on Udemy and on the Psychic Healing Academy. And I have helped over 80,000 nervous beginners and seasoned professionals read tarot like an expert and develop their psychic abilities. In this video, I'm going to share with you what is clairaudience and how it works for psychics. I'm going to give you some very powerful exercises that will help strengthen your clairaudient abilities as well as improve your tarot and psychic readings. And this is a freebie from my best-selling Psychic Readings Intermediate Level course on Udemy, and if you hang around towards the end, I'm going to be sharing more information about that. And if you love to receive free tarot tutorials on how to read tarot like an expert and free psychic development tutorials, or even if you're considering starting or growing a psychic and tarot business, do hit subscribe so that you always get my latest offerings. And as I'm working through this masterclass for you, please do comment if there's anything that's confusing you or anything you feel like you need help with, as I always love to help as I'm working through these, and I'm always here to offer anything you need if you get a bit confused along the way. So let's get started. In this lecture, we're going to look at exploring some really powerful exercises to strengthen your clairaudience. So your clairaudience is the ability to hear your angels and hear your spirit guides and hear the voice of spirit and even hear in your own inner wisdom as if someone is actually speaking in your, I call it the mind's ear. So when I talk about the mind's eye with clairvoyance, where you close your eyes and you can see it in your mind's eye, with your mind's ear, it's like you're hearing it, but obviously it's not like someone standing there with a big megaphone yelling it in your ear. So we're going to look at some really powerful ways that you can strengthen your clairaudience. And I love playing with my clairaudience because for me, it's like I'll be sitting there in a session and suddenly I'll just get this message and I'll go, oh, well, that makes sense. And often what happens is my angels kind of almost tilt my head a bit and I start to hear things a bit more and I'm like, oh, wow, okay. And I might look to my client like I'm vaguing off on some really weird trip. But actually what's happening is I'm just kind of listening and tuning in and getting more and more information into one of my ears. And the fascinating thing with clairaudience with me is that your clairaudience can often be, it's like what happened to me as it started developing more and more was that I started to lose a bit of my normal hearing. So this was fascinating. So when I'd be in a conversation with people and there'd be loud music on, I'd start being like, I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything. And I realized it was because I was so focused on doing lots of healing sessions and doing lots of readings where I was hearing the voice of spirit or hearing my angels or hearing their angels, that I had kind of, it was almost like human real conversation became a bit of a struggle for me to hear. So be aware of that. If that does start happening, call in your angels for a big healing around that. And I do have an ear chakra healing exercise that's in this, that's going to help you with that as well. So yeah, just be conscious that all sorts of crazy, awesome things can start happening as you start strengthening your gifts, and call in the angels for all the help in the world as you work through this journey. So welcome to these exercises. So like with your clairvoyance, being sure that, you're just being gentle with yourself, that you take your time, you've got your whole lifetime to complete these exercises. Some of them only go for 2 minutes, some of them go for up to an hour. So feel that, whenever you feel like you want to drop into one, just even if you're walking around your kitchen or doing the dishes, by all means, just play with your clairaudience gifts and play with these exercises to strengthen your clairaudience. And there is some practical activities that are at the end of this lecture. I really encourage you to download them and to start practicing them as well. So that's so that you don't have to keep watching the videos over and over again. So enjoy your clairaudient exercises.
So this exercise involves identifying sounds, writing down what you hear in different locations, tuning in and getting practiced at becoming sensitive to different sounds. You can allow between 2 to 5 minutes for each location. And I've given you 5 different locations. Why 5? Because it's really important to experiment with sound recall in a variety of scenarios, and you may find that your clairaudience reacts differently in different scenarios. So you can try this exercise in nature, in your bedroom, in a work office, in a crowd, or in front of your home. And just with your timer, set it for 2 to 5 minutes. Close your eyes and just listen to the obvious sounds. Note them mentally, the ones that are the loudest in your ears. You don't need to write them down yet. Then tune in and try to hear the hidden sounds. You'll become very sensitive and aware to what else is there besides the really dominant sound. If there is one really dominant sound, try to focus on making the quieter sounds more dominant. If something comes in to invade the sounds, such as a plane flying overhead suddenly, try to hear the original sound and focus on them so the plane becomes nothing. When your timer goes off, write down everything that's come in. This is a fantastic way to strengthen your clairaudience because you get super sensitive to what different sounds sound like, and you're able to recall them really quickly, as well as being able to put your ear chakras out into different environments and tune into different environments to be able to make your hearing much more sensitive. Now, tuning into what touches your soul in musical pieces is a fantastic way to strengthen your clairaudience, as well as being able to identify different musical instruments. So for this one, you just need 15 minutes, and your favourite music and some other pieces that I'm going to share with you now, and your journal. So try listening to a piece of shamanic music, and a piece of classical music, and an 80s pop hit or something with synthesizers in it and artificial electronic music. And pick one of your favourite songs or your favourite artist, or you can pick 2 or 3. Now, with each different piece, close your eyes and try to become aware of each instrument. Pick them out consciously, and even if you don't know the name of the instrument, just consciously be aware of what that instrument sounds like. It's good to allow some time for this exercise, and you don't really need to rush it. Then I want you to really be aware of what lifts your vibration, like what shifts your feeling in music. How are your emotions affected or heightened by the sounds? And write it all down. Try to identify why you feel that your songs that are your favourite or your favourite artists are your favourite. Like, how do they resonate with you? Is it the words? Is it the actual tunes? Like, is it the different instruments all coming together in a perfect symphony? So just getting really aware of music and how it functions and how you interact with it vibrationally is a fantastic way to strengthen your clairaudience. Now, I do this exercise probably most of all out of all the clairaudient exercises because it's just so deeply connected with how I read in my professional readings. And it involves oracle card exercises, so it's a little bit different to the one we did before with clairvoyance, but it does have a couple of similarities. But it's incredibly powerful for focusing in on your clairaudience and improving it for your psychic readings. So you just need 2 to 10 minutes and an oracle card deck. Pick one oracle card out of your deck, but keep it turned over so you can't see the images that are on the front. Close your eyes, breathe in and call in your guides. When you open your eyes, set your timer for 5 minutes. Turn the card over and touch your card. And then ask the card, what is it that I need to know? And you can ask Archangel Zadkiel for this because he helps with the clairaudience, or any angel, what is it I need to know? And then just listen as you're touching the card with your eyes closed and focusing on messages that you are hearing connected to the card. And then just journal. Now, for a super advanced exercise with this one, what you can do is you can not turn the card over. So you can actually leave it face down and touch it, and then just see if you can hear any messages about what kind of angel you think it might be, or what messages you might think are on the card. And again, always journal everything that's coming through for you. So I've borrowed this exercise from the very wonderful Kathy Breslin, who wrote How to Sell Your Book on Kindle. And it's actually a writing exercise, but I find it really helps my clairaudience hugely, and my audio messages get really super clear on days that I do it. So you just need a timer and a journal and some peace and quiet. I like to do this thing first thing in the morning before any other kind of head noise comes in or any other noises come in. So set your timer for 1 minute. And for 1 minute, write down everything that you can see in front of you. So if you're in bed, you might be able to look at your pillows, a chair, table, beds, tissues, write it all down. And then when the timer goes off, set it again for 1 minute and do it for everything that you can feel. So you might feel your back is pressed onto the couch or your neck's creaking from writing in your journal, and just do that for 1 minute. And then finally, and this is the big kahuna exercise that's going to help you with your clairaudience, try to tune in for 1 minute to everything that you can hear. Now, if you try to do this every morning for a week, it only takes a few minutes. And note throughout your day if your awareness of your audio messages from your guides and angels are becoming stronger. Now, during conversations, you can also strengthen your clairaudience. And I mentioned this one before with strengthening your clairvoyance, but the exact same exercise can be used with the same purpose for strengthening your clairaudience. So during a conversation, just listen to what the person you're talking to is saying. Are there any internal messages that you are hearing in addition to what they are speaking about? So in addition to their dialogue, are you hearing any additional information? So say, for example, your friend is discussing her relationship. Are you hearing anything additional in your own ear chakras? Don't feel that you have to share it. Just be aware of it and be a little bit conscious of it. I often tilt my head just a little bit while I'm listening to someone, and it really seems to enhance it. And again, this is very useful during psychic readings and healing sessions, to be able to multitask and receive audio messages while someone's continuously talking to you and telling you about what's going on for them. Now, I'm sure some of you must have heard about the healing power of sound therapy. Vibrations of sounds can heal us, and mantras and using chanting can be really fabulous as self-made tools to strengthen your clairaudience. And you can do this any time of the day, anywhere. So what I like to do with this exercise is you can relax, breathe in and breathe out. I like to breathe in the colour of unconditional love, so a huge beam of pale pink light streaming into my mouth and down all through my body. I breathe it into my heart and fill my heart with that beautiful pink light. Push it out so that it fills your entire body. And then chant, love, 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 slowly and quietly, but make sure you're doing it aloud. Now, with your clairvoyance gifts, hear yourself repeating love, love, love in your mind's eye. So close your eyes and then hear your own voice going love, love, love. You can also try this with peace or or calm, or even I am healed, or I am a profound clairaudient, or I am now hearing messages. This chanting and these mantras can help you activate sound healing within yourself, but they also help you get used to discerning your own voice and being able to separate them from the voice of your guides and angels when messages are coming through. Now, not a lot of focus is put on the ears as chakras when we're looking at chakra healing, and they often get left out and avoided, which I think is a bit of a shame, that beautiful violet red colour of the ear chakras, because the ear chakras really are quite sensitive, and if you're having blockages to being able to clear messages, it can often be because of your ear chakras and some damage there. So to heal your ear chakras is a really useful exercise for strengthening your clairaudience. So this particular exercise can take between 3 and 10 minutes. Before beginning, just ask yourself, what could have damaged my ear chakras, or why am I feeling blockages in hearing messages from my angels? Could I be afraid to hear? So say, for example, Joan of Arc, who heard messages and was associated with the devil's work, or any other prominent people in history who have heard messages and been punished for it. Could you be having a story around that? Or could you have heard something when you were a child and maybe repeat it and got punished for it? So just going in a little bit to think about what could have damaged your ear chakras. Breathe in and out and ask the angels to help you release these fears. Visualize drawing all impurities and blockages from your ears. And if you're someone who struggles to visualize, then just ask your angels to draw all of the impurities out of your ears. And send them up to source. So ask the angels to send them up to the source and to the universe. Then you're going to breathe in a replacement, and that replacement is going to be red-violet light. So it's the same colour that's in this visual here, and you're going to breathe it into your ears. You can also do this exercise before doing a psychic reading to strengthen your clairaudience, or if you've been feeling a bit confused by your messages lately and you're not sure which messages are real and which are in your imagination. And if this is the case for you when it comes to hearing messages, I will cover this in a lot more detail as we get into overcoming blocks and fears. But just for now, knowing that, if you do a little ear chakra healing exercise, this can help. And also the crystal of amber is great for healing your ear chakras as an additional little tip there. Now, this final exercise is very powerful, but it does take more time and persistence and patience. And I suggest if you've been feeling stressed or exhausted lately, to maybe skip this one for now and return later when you're feeling in a bit better condition. But if you're feeling generally okay and relaxed and you haven't got too much going on, this exercise is amazing for getting really clear on which angels and guides are communicating with you and learning to discern their separate voices. Now, this can take anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour, but it does need to be done consistently over 4 days. And you will need your beautiful psychic protection. So please go back in and do some of those rituals from How to Be Psychic or any of your own psychic protection rituals. So first of all, on day 1, you can state out loud, "Dear angels, today I would like to hear the voice of Archangel Michael." And then throughout the day, just every now and then, just keep reminding in and stepping into that prayer, and just ask to hear the voice of Archangel Michael. And as you're going through the day, just notice if there's any change in your ears. If you get a little bit of burning, or if they feel a bit fuzzy, or a bit tingly, or maybe even an earache, or like bells ringing is something I often get. I often get almost like a tinea thing where it kind of rings a bit. And just notice if you get a more deeper masculine voice coming through to you, because Archangel Michael's voice is quite clear like that. And on the second day, you're going to say, "Today I would like to hear the voice of Mother Mary or Kuan Yin." You can choose whichever one you might resonate with more. And again, just asking throughout the day and noticing if there's any difference around your ears, and just noticing if a more feminine voice comes in, if you can discern a more feminine voice on day 2. Day 3, you're going to ask for Merlin. So you're going to say, "Dear angels, today I would like to hear the voice of Merlin." And again, going through your day and just acknowledging what's happening in your ears and any messages are coming through. And on the final day, you're going to ask about your guardian angel or your spirit guide. And you're going to say, "I would like today to hear the voices of my spirit guides or of my guardian angels." Now, you can tune in over those 4 days and listen and breathe, and you may even wish to have an image of Archangel Michael or Kuan Yin to reinforce this for you. I do suggest experimenting and being patient. Like, don't worry if this doesn't work straight away for you. This particular exercise took me quite a while to get hold of it and to really work, and now I can bring it in much quicker. But I do remember it took me quite a few months to really master this one. So do be very patient with it, and I do really suggest trying to stick with it and continue to do it. And then what can start happening, and this is what happened to me, is that if you're doing it regularly, you get really clear on what different non-physical entities sound like. And then when you hear a message in one of your readings, you'll know exactly who it is, and you'll be able to share that with your client. You'll be able to go, oh wow, I just got a message from Merlin saying blah, 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 blah. And so it's a really fantastic skill to master, to be able to ask to hear the voice of a guide, to discern the difference, and to be able to separate and then share. So I hope that's helped you with strengthening your clairaudience and improving your psychic and tarot readings. Remember, some of these exercises do take time to implement, so be very patient with yourself as you work through them. Now, if you are interested in more higher level psychic abilities, then I can strongly recommend my Psychic Readings Intermediate level. And this explores clairvoyance, oracle cards and guides on a much higher level. So with this, you'll not only get to strengthen your clairvoyance, but also your other psychic gifts, which include clairsentience and clairaudience. And you'll also learn how to master oracle card readings on a higher level as well. There are guided meditations to help you connect with your guides to expand your psychic gifts and to attract clients if you are running a psychic or tarot business. You also get access to understanding more about how timing works in psychic readings, as well as what some of the common blocks that psychics can experience and how to heal them. Now, if you're a complete beginner and you feel like, oh, Sal, that feels like way too much for me too soon, then I do have a basic level foundation course called How to Be Psychic, Psychic Development for Beginners. And in this course, you'll discover what your psychic gifts are, so your strongest psychic gifts. You'll get beginner level tools to improve your abilities, and this includes oracle cards, as well as crystals and chakra healing and other tools. There's meditations to help meet your guides, as well as meditations to meet other people's guides if you intend on doing psychic readings on other people. There is a beginner level section on oracle cards and how to read them, an introduction to angels and spirits guides and working with the gods and goddesses and ascended masters, as well as a private Facebook study group with over 5,000 people in it. And there's also sections on remote viewing and introduction to mediumship. So to find out how to do both of these courses or one of these courses, if they sound like something that you're interested in, do check out the description, or you can visit saljade.com/Udemy courses, and in there will be a link where you can usually get up to 50% off with using that special link. And you also have 30 days to try the course, and if it's not to your taste, you get a no questions asked refund. So I hope that has helped so much in helping you strengthen your clairaudience and find out more about how you can go on your journey with your psychic development. And as always, if you have any questions, do pop them up here on the comments list and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for joining me.